You know, I wasn't even saying anything, and I don't even know. I think I was watching a video. Um, Sorry, fucking. I'm over here like, why does the captioner say shit, and I haven't said anything yet? And then I was like, maybe it was the video I was watching before. Okay, sorry, because I had hit like, because I was like gonna start playing, and I had hit like start captioner, but then I thought like I had muted my mic while I was watching that video, so then I didn't think the captioner would put anything. Okay, that's totally besides the point. I'm sorry, I got distracted by that. Hi, how are you today? Fucking, tonight we're fucking talking about time is weird. We're talking about a couple of things. Neil Patel, and then we're gonna follow up with just a little bit more commentary on the New Orleans red dress run, House Harriers situation. Yeah. So with the whole Neil Patel issue, he has been accused basically, I don't know if it's correct to explicitly accuse him of copyright infringement, but he has been accused for sure of stealing content, which is, I guess, the same. Let me pull up a source real quick on copyright. Um, the definition real quick of copyright infringement. Um, so yeah, fucking okay. Pulled up the source here on that, and I'm just going to apologize. I'm a little distracted. I just pulled up a source on copyright infringement. I'm going to add that right quick to the sources here before I forget. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna roll the intro and then we're gonna get started. First, we're gonna talk about the whole Neil Patel situation. We're gonna cover people who have accused him basically of stealing content, and then we're gonna look over what that content, what an example of that content was. We're gonna look at what Neil Patel has had to say about the concept itself of plagiarism and using other people's work without permission, or copying people's work or stealing people's work. And then we're going to kind of review just some more general Neil Patel content and just kind of make our own conclusions, react, and have some commentary on his business practices in reflection, because we're just going to kind of look at the way he uses the concept of stealing in his content and reflection of all of this and just see like what we think there. And then with it comes to New Orleans red dress run, the primary thing I want to look at is there's two new Reddit threads, not new, but new to me. You may have seen them, but I didn't cover them yet. So one of them, my mom made sure I found out about. Thanks, mom. And the other one, fucking, I found out by looking up to see if there are any updates on the refund situation. And then speaking of the refund situation, I also just wanted to follow up with some of the Facebook material we've been looking at, including I didn't realize one thing that was said about who that refund was given to, and so we're gonna look a little bit more closely at that as well. All right, I'm gonna roll my intro now, and let's get started. Hi, my name is Lexi, also known as and doing business as Deaf Child. In 2022, my company was listed as number 14 Best Louisiana Events Companies and Startups. I have been doing business as Deaf Child since 2013. I have my Bachelor of Science in Music Industry Studies and Business Administration, and deafness runs in my family genetically. Speech is not fully accessible to me. And I've got about 50 certifications in marketing and sales that you can find at noladeafchild.com. So first thing that we are going to look at is an article from Investopedia here. It's just got the definition of copyright infringement, which is the use or production of copyright protected material without the permission of the copyright holder. Now, in my playlist, the copyright playlist linked in the description of this video, I have more content about the concept of fair use, which is a defense to copyright infringement. And fair use is basically the idea that under the law, there is a defense for copyright infringement for it to be fair use regarding such things like education, commentary, news reporting, reaction, critique, parody, things like that, in a transformational way. And things like that, you can use parts of work in order to provide those types of services. I'm not wording it correctly because obviously I'm not a fucking attorney, but in the playlist, I have some videos where we look at sources where I feel it's better explained there based on the sources available to us. So yeah, but key takeaways from this article here is that copyright infringement is the use or production of copyright protected material without the permission of the copyright holder. Individuals and companies who develop new works register for copyright protection to ensure that they can profit from their efforts. Other parties may be granted permission to use those works through licensing arrangements. Other parties can also buy the works from the copyright holder. So yeah, just a cursory overview of the concept of copyright infringement is there. And I also should possibly do one on the concept of copyright itself. But copyright is essentially an intangible concept um, where whenever somebody creates an original work under the law, which is called copyright law, your work is legally protected where you have certain rights as the owner of the work. Establishing your work, registering it with the copyright as a copyright holder does provide you help ensure provision of protection regarding documentation and official legal recognition of the date that your work was created. But even that can be contested. For example, we covered Alexander Graham Bell. I'll have to link this in the description. I didn't yet, but I will try to remember to after this ends. We covered Alexander Graham Bell. So even though patent is different than copyright, there's copyright, patent, and trademark. Those are all three forms of quote unquote intellectual property. Um, and copyright applies to like works such as literary works or music, actual like works that you can enjoy but that are created in different forms. It could be physical or digital production, for example, but something that is published and shared with others. Um, Versus like a trademark would be like a brand name or logo, perhaps could be trademark. That ensures a brand's ability to own elements to market themselves. And then patent ensures the right to an invention. You know what I'm saying? Um, if that makes sense. So and I don't have a source for any of that shit because that's just shit I'm telling you from memory. And the experience I have on that is I have worked for 3 different law firms. I also have studied law a bit in college. And I don't think that going to college and studying law in undergrad is necessarily the same as, because in college, the way I studied law was through business law, but I also studied it 2 different rounds of music industry law, and then we still covered law extensively in my music industry courses. And from that, I own a lot of textbooks on law, and then from working at law offices, I just so happen to own all of the like Louisiana Civil Court of Procedure, um, textbooks and federal court, civil court of procedure, the federal code, the civil code, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know the words, but I got these big ass books. I just use them as bookends now. Actually, I wonder if I should take them off the shelf because they're so heavy. I don't know if they're gonna be weighing the shelf down, you know what I mean? Um, okay, I'm getting distracted here. Okay, but this shit is linked in here. But anyway, we're just discussing my own opinion and experience with these concepts right now. Just to give us like thinking of the concept of what what type of ownership the people have over our creation and what type of defenses do other people have to use work without permission, as well as like just the concept of how this can touch on legal defense for the ability to protect our right to profit off of our own work. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, and control the way our own work is used. So, fucking, to that regard, this dude, Eddie Schleiner, I'm so sorry if I didn't say that right, I'm guessing here. He made a post about a year ago. And I was actually, whenever we were doing, I think it was the SEO, um, business review. I wanted to pull up this article for that, but I couldn't find it. And then I randomly get, ah shit, I shouldn't have clicked this, whatever. I randomly get this notification from yesterday where this one person liked my comment here, where liked my comment on this post. And I was like, that is so funny because I had went to Eddie's profile and I was like, at first I had looked and searched trying to find it and I couldn't fucking find it. And then I was going through Eddie's profile trying to find it, but since it was a year ago, it's too far back. I was like, nah, I can't get there. And so I get tagged in the comment a day later, and I was like, yay, I was meant to cover it. But anyway, fucking. So Eddie Schleiner, shit, I don't know, made this post that said, no credit, Neil Patel? More like hashtag Steal Patel, said my mentor. We laughed, but it's true. Publishing someone's concept and writing verbatim without credit to sell your own quote unquote writing services, no less, is intellectual theft, a high crime in our industry. It's also inexplicable because really, why not give credit? Why not shout out the author of work you clearly respect or admire? It's strange, damaging, even dangerous behavior, and it has no place in the copywriting or marketing or creativity communities, here or anywhere else. Yeah? And speaking of community, I was utterly moved yesterday by all the posts and comments and DMs and emails I received about this incident from folks who caught it. Thank you all for caring about me and my work. And then it shows a photo. I'm going to, what if I zoom in? How does zooming in not work out for me? This kind of works for me. I don't know if this is working for you guys, but the original post, what if I copied it and, oh, open the image in a new tab. Does that work? Yeah, that works. Okay, here we go. So we're just going to reset this and come over here. Okay, here we go. So the original email here, let's look at that. The original email states this. I asked one of the big AI writing engines a question. Can you describe meeting your firstborn child? The AI thought for a moment, then it produced 88 words. Meeting my firstborn child was a truly magical experience. It was a moment of joy and excitement that I will never forget. When I held my newborn for the first time, I felt a wave of love and warmth that I had not experienced before. I was filled with so much joy and pride that I was now a parent. My little one looked so peaceful and content in my arms. Seeing my baby for the first time was an unforgettable moment that I will cherish forever. I read it, then wrote my own description, limiting myself to the same 88 word count. He's so quiet, I said, looking up at the nurse. She smiled behind her mask. We all wore masks, gowns too, gloves and hairnets too. Is that okay? I said. Is it okay he's not crying? I thought healthy newborns cried. It's okay, said the nurse. He's quiet but alert, she said. Just look at him looking at you. I looked. He's looking right at you. He was. He was looking in my eyes. He's saying hello, she smiled. Hello, I said. I felt like crying. Hello, son. AI can be a remarkable productivity tool. For example, I use AI as an instrument and aid for sourcing and organizing ideas. AI can give writers and copywriters the dots to help us start writing, which often is the hardest part. But it cannot connect the dots like we can. It can't be personal like us, humans like us. It can't feel the gravity of a profound moment, like a birth, much less the essence of another person. These are uniquely human things. And so, AI cannot write like us. It can't tell stories like us. It can't. Because the specifics, the details, the granularities we collect through our lived experiences belong to us. The human condition, its nuances and imperceptibles, its vastness, belongs to us. So will AI replace writers? No, it will not. AI may eventually replace some writing, but it cannot replace writers, people, everything we know and feel and emote. We are, as it were, too much to bear. So, and this was very good copy, an email that was sent out over a year ago. Well, allegedly, according to Eddie Schlaner, after this, Neil Patel sent out an uncredited version. An uncredited email with the subject, AI generated content can be sniffed out from a mile away. I actually think I may have gotten this email. Anyway, it says, hey Thomas, I want to show you the difference between AI generated content and what happens when a regular old human being takes on the same task. A writer asked an AI chatbot a question. Can you describe meeting your firstborn child? The AI, meeting my firstborn child was a truly magical experience. It was a moment of joy and excitement that I will never forget. When I held my newborn for the first time, I felt a wave of love and warmth that I had not experienced before. I was filled with so much joy and pride that I was now a parent. My little one looked so peaceful and content in my arms. Seeing my baby for the first time was an unforgettable moment that I will cherish forever. The writer answered the same prompt. He's so quiet, I said, looking up at the nurse. She smiled behind her mask. We all wore masks, gowns too, gloves and hairnets too. Is that okay, I said. Is it okay he's not crying? I thought healthy newborns cried. It's okay, said the nurse. He's quiet but alert, she said. Just look at him looking at you. I looked. He was looking right at you. He was. He was looking in my eyes. He's saying hello, she smiled. Hello, I said. I felt like crying. Hello, son. That's a pretty staggering difference. There's no replacement for human ingenuity. Want to see what kind of an effect a human touch can have on your content? Book a call with NP Digital Specialist now. And we'll get started on your customized strategy. Cheers. Neil Patel. So, even though you could say, okay, well, where he says the writer right here, and a writer right here, could say, well, at least he admits he didn't write these two things. Perhaps you could make that argument, but another argument could be made where one who doesn't know that about that one could also be reading this all as if this was all a theoretical concept written and provided, or something that Neil Patel had the permission to use. Because, for example, work for hires, common agreement or work for hire, where you do work for somebody without credit and you get paid for doing that. And it's in your contract. So work for hire, you're doing it under their name. And you know what I'm saying? And for things like that would typically qualify as copyrighted material, they would be the copyright owner, right? That's a thing. Fucking, um, but yeah, so you can see, I can definitely understand where Eddie is saying, yeah, this is copyright infringement. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, he didn't actually use the word copyright infringement. He said stealing. I'm saying it's copyright infringement. Um, Particularly when you look at how this is what he's doing and he's got the call to action to book. He really could have changed it up more, or at least credit Eddie Schleiner. Like, I use people's content in my marketing all the time, but I always credit and link them. You know what I'm saying? If I forget to say their name, you can still see it on here. You know what I mean? You can Google it. Like, it's like I never, but I typically try to remember. I think I do. I try real hard to make sure I'm saying everything and linking everything in the description. Y'all just know me where I can be a little scatterbrain. So if I ever forget, so sorry. But I do try my best on that. Fucking but yeah. And then so Martin McDonald. Ooh, I didn't post this. Okay, hold up. What the? Oh no, this just went to this dude's profile. I don't need to see that. I'm trying to see. What did this say? Okay, so this. Let's open this link up. What are you? No, that didn't work out for me. I'm trying to see. Ah, it took me forever. Okay. So Martin McDonald, I think this is a tweet, said one trick pony with a screenshot from search results. And the search results are different blog post titles from um, Neil Patel. And the first six say, one says, good marketers copy, great ones steal, from Neil Patel. Another one says, 9-step cheat sheet to stealing your competition's best, from Neil Patel. How to steal your competition's backlinks, Neil Patel. SEO cheat sheet, steal your competitors' rankings, Neil Patel. How to steal your competitors' featured snippets, Neil Patel. So you can see in this way through SEO where Neil Patel does have used the concept of stealing. I'm going to add this to the information here. Why is this bold? I don't know. I might see if I can get a shorter link on that and change it. Okay, so sorry. Fucking alright. Yeah. Or actually, I don't know if that's working. I'm going to take that link out actually because in hindsight, I don't think that's a link. I think that's a link to the same. I just realized that's a link to the same post. It's not a link to a different post, I think. I don't know. But yeah, y'all can find what we're looking at here in the comments on the Eddie Schleiner post, okay? Um, ugh. I thought I could open this, but why aren't you? How did I get the other one to do that? Copy link to comment? Does that work? Ugh. Okay, sorry, I'm impatient. Alright, fucking, um, now I want to fucking talk about this Alex Burkett dude. He said, I feel like the first time you get your content ripped off by Neil Patel is a perverse milestone for marketers nowadays. Lots of familiar words as well as screenshots of my Excel and Google Analytics accounts, huh? And this is from alexburkett.com. Content Marketing Analytics, 11 ways data can inform your content marketing strategy. as in comparison, and he had a link in this post on Twitter to a Neil Patel blog, which I think is interesting. I did not look into that. I just see that comment there. Um, and then someone named P. Laja put, so Neil Patel might want to reprimand his ghostwriters again. Not the first time other people's posts ripped almost verbatim, including CXL blog posts. Okay, as a response. And then Kieran Flanagan put, evolution of a marketing career. Work hard, learn your craft, start generating results, have an impact, share learnings with others through blogging, have Neil Patel steal your content. You've made it. And I had said about a year ago, this post is really me finding out Santa isn't real. Because when you don't know shit about marketing and you're just looking for how online, the strategies done with his SEO really does have him at the top of a lot of search results, to where a lot of people just go to Neil Patel's strategies from the beginning, just from the concept of it, because it's fucking Neil Patel, you know what I mean? So Neil Patel commented, Eddie, I'm so sorry about this. I should have checked my team's work when they send out emails from our corporate address. Either way, even if someone on my team did it, it rose up to me and it is my fault for not catching it. My apologies, and we are handling this internally. It's not okay on what happened. There is no excuse for this. Honestly, maybe I should do a whole playlist for apologies. Update. Just spoke with my team, and it turns out we used the content on our webinar, and it did cite you, Eddie. But when my team translated the content to an email, they forgot to cite you. Either way, it's our mistake, and I apologize for it. One person said, is this a straight up lie? Neil's story is Eddie's content to webinar to Neil's email. But it's word for word. No way it makes it through that process word for word. So to admit, some people in the comments are like, this isn't ownership, and some people are like, oh, this is such a good job. It is just like the red dress run situation. Turns out it's not that big of a difference on the coverage of them both in the same live stream after all. They're more connected than I thought. Fucking, what I don't like about his apologies, where he basically, he goes from, it's my team's fault to, well, even if my team did it, I should have caught it. Like, trying to be like, both not only throw his team under the bus, but also act like he takes responsibility at the same time. You know what I mean? Then just take responsibility. Don't throw your team under the bus. What the fuck was that? Like, what? Like, we know you have a team, dipshit. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm being a little bitchy right now, but fuck, man. I look up to Neil Patel, dog. They use crazy egg and shit like that. But I don't like the fucking response, you know, and I think I can be like, what the fuck, man? So yeah, all right. I'm just reading shit now. So we're gonna move on. Um, fucking Hook Agency made a post, made a blog post, I think, and it's called "Why Does Neil Patel Steal Content and Is It Unethical or Bad for SEO?" And it says, "Have you ever had your content stolen by Neil Patel? Are you curious what the SEO or ethical implications are for stealing content? I have had first-hand experience with having my content stolen by Neil Patel, but I wasn't as angry as some of the folks in the tweets below. I'll tell you why I wasn't angry and what other content themes might be getting out of these shenanigans. I recently ran across this tweet from Alex Burkett, who I think was more than just a little curious about what content process Neil Patel's content team goes through in its content factory. No one cares how the meat is made until they realize one of their toes is gone, or in this case, ranking for something you're ranking for, using your content. Ooh, okay, now I need to add these two. So, Neil Patel made a post that says content marketing analytics, 9 ways to use data to transform your strategy. Alex Burkett posted content marketing analytics, 11 ways data can inform your content strategy. Ooh. Neil Patel wrote, content marketing isn't an exact science. After all, the way people interact with content changes constantly. Alex Burkett wrote, we all want to be data-driven marketers, but sometimes content marketers are left out of the loop and expected to run solely on creativity. Neil Patel wrote, however, a deep understanding of content marketing analytics can help you make more informed, even scientific decisions about your strategy. Alex Burkett wrote, content marketing is a creative endeavor, just as other types of marketing are. But data and analytics can inform content marketing just like they can paid, social, or affiliate. Neil wrote, if you are already using analytics, you're behind your peers. Only 3% of bloggers never use analytics. A whopping 29% track every single one of their posts. Alex wrote, most current guides on analytics aren't focused at content marketers. Rather, the examples and explanations are geared towards optimizers, paid acquisition marketers, and analysts. Neil Patel wrote, even if you are using analytics, you may not be using the right tools or looking at the... And then it's gone. So it literally, it looks like it's some content data entry is just missing here because it just goes to the next paragraph. And then Alex put, so since I've done a ton of content marketing as well as a ton of analytics work at both CHL and at HubSpot, as well as in my own nerdy free time, I thought it would be helpful to spice the two. And then in this post, I'll explain the importance of content marketing analytics, and I missed some shit. You know what? Okay, I'm not going to keep reading. So obviously, most of this, the beginning is very different. So then let's go into scrolling why. Oopsie. Clicking around too far here. It looks like here Alex is talking about asking good questions at core content marketing analytics. And Neil Patel put, why are content marketing analytics important? Alright, so in this case, I can see why the guy is upset about losing SEO ranking when Neil Patel wrote content to go after the same content he was ranking for. You know what I'm saying? I kind of see that. However, I don't know if I would call this one, I don't know if this one is the same as what happened with Eddie, in my opinion. Because these articles, the beginning is completely different, and then the content inside of them are completely different. But okay, but the guy said it was the Google Analytics spreadsheet that was used, right? Was that it? What did he say? I didn't see the familiar words, so I'll have to admit, the familiar words, the closest to the familiar words I saw were in the headline and the title. The screenshot to the Excel on Google Analytics account. Okay, let's look at the Excel. Hold on, and Google Analytics. Let's see the Google Analytics here. Hmm. They're not in the same order, so I have to go find. Okay, what wasn't that one? Did he change them? Those look different. Maybe he changed it after. There is a chance. Let me see if there is an update post because there is a chance this could have gotten changed after the call out. Hmm. I'm assuming that changes were made to this article because what I am seeing right now is not the same. What is the date? When was this updated? To be honest, this isn't the same to me. So it doesn't show me when it was updated. Do y'all see that date? I don't. Maybe I missed it. But, hmm. No. Ooh. Okay. So it was originally published on March 31st, and then they modified it on May 27th of 2022. Um, and this post was made, does it give me a date here? On June the 2nd, 2018. So I'm assuming what they did was took down that original post altogether, and they probably created a new post and just made that link on a new post. You know what I'm saying? For the same URL. So that way, you know what I mean? But then that's like hilarious now because now when you go click on each, it doesn't look like either. So perhaps, so I don't want to gaslight Alex. Let's assume that this is a complete redo and let's assume that it was redone because of Alex, uh, because of Alex's call out. But it does look like what this link goes to because I clicked the link that was linked to the 2018 post. But when I did the view inspection, um, view page source on there, it showed me date published 2022 for this link. So they probably took down the 2018 article. I'm repeating myself. I'm processing. Okay, so back to Hook Agency. So you see, I don't know. Would y'all call that making things right or covering things up? I don't know. If he took made things right with Alex Burkett, then I think that is a good step to do in making things right. Um, if he was using his content, you know. But if he didn't make things right with Alex and he just switched that around as if Alex wasn't telling the truth, it's like, I hope Alex had screenshots because it's like, damn, I'm like, I know you know what you did, bitch. So yeah, and this is just following up with the same material we had just covered. For the most part in the LinkedIn post. A new Twitter thread that I didn't see, a new tweet that I cannot speak that I didn't see is fucking. It says, Neil Patel says most people steal content. That's okay. That's how the web works. Have to disagree with you there, Neil. It almost sounds like something that someone that steals content would say. And this is from Mark Williams Cook. And then, uh, I don't have Twitter. I'm not looking at that. I'm not on Twitter anymore. So yeah. And then this other person shares their experience with Neil Patel stealing their content. So they recently saw a backlink from Neil Patel coming through on their site. Okay, well, if you saw a backlink from Neil Patel come through on your site, that means that you were sourced. So therefore, would it be stealing in your case? Because you at least got credit. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a backlink. You know what I'm saying? Um, like in one blog, they use my work. They didn't use my name, but they still linked to my site. I wouldn't say they stole my work because they linked to me. Do I wish they used my name and gave me credit in there? Yes, but at least they linked to my website and back to the post. You know what I'm saying? That I did the original work on. But I still do think that they should have put my name on that, because that way, if like anything ever happens to my website or something like that, I'm still getting credit for the labor I did on that. But because all they did was hyperlink text in there to my site. But like, did they still technically steal my content? I don't think they did. And I don't think they stole Neil. I don't think that if this person got a backlink, I don't think that qualifies as a backlink. By definition is, sending someone to somewhere else. And so whenever someone puts information you wrote and then links to you, that is then referring people to you on that content, in my opinion. It's like, can you wish they would do it in a different way? Would it be more explicit? Would it be more respectful? Yes. But just because you don't like the way someone cites you as a source doesn't necessarily mean that they didn't credit you if you're getting a backlink still. You know what I mean? Like, and obviously people are following through. Otherwise, you wouldn't notice any engagement on the fucking backlink. You know what I mean? Like, you're only going to see feedback on the backlink if people are clicking on it. In some cases, unless you're checking search console, then I think it will show you all backlinks to your page regardless of if someone clicks it. But like, if you're like checking analytics, you're not gonna notice unless someone's clicking on it. So yeah. So from their concept, so they're saying, is the concept of stealing, is it ethical to steal content? She said, does real content stealing, screenshot use, etc., is it ethical? Does it mess up your SEO? Does it mess up your brand reputation? Um, is it ethical? Probably not. I think it depends. Like, is it fair? If it's fair use, I don't see anything unethical with it. Um, Personally, because I believe in the fair use defense. Personally, if you're just stealing someone's content and then just profiting off of it, I think that's highly unethical, obviously. But you know but in their case, if and that's if you're talking about the concept of stealing content generally without citing it with them, if they're talking about how somebody did a backlink to them, I don't think that that is unethical. Like, I like to that's not even a question. Like, obviously, like, you know what I mean. Backlinks can they do impact SEO. Whether it raises or lowers SEO is going to depend on the domain or page authority from the person linking to you. You know what I'm saying? Um, but if other people are duplicating your content, that will impact your SEO too. In some cases, the duplicated content, if it's word for word, enough of it is word for word matches yours. Like, if then they're going to put yours first. Typically, they are supposed to put the one that has been there longer. But in other cases where if they change enough of it, even if it's still copyright infringement in your content, if enough of it is changed to where they perceive it as a new, or if they add something to it and the rest of it could be the same, they put it on a new post, then it could fucking rank for your shit because they're gonna perceive it as update. But then just on the fact that it's on a new website, someone could perceive it as an update and it might rank above yours, you know? So yeah, it could mess with your SEO. And it does mess with brand reputation on both sides because it will bring into question things like originality, and then people will start debating on whether or not you should be like, whether or not it's an issue and things like that. So yeah. So moving on to some reviews for Neil Patel. How do the general consumers and employees seem to feel about him, right? He has pretty good reviews on Trustpilot and Glassdoor. Thought we could check those out a little bit from what we can see here. So, out of 499 reviews on Trustpilot, he scored a 4.4, which is a pretty good rating, I believe. And it's an excellent rating. So I do want to say that, like, he does have good reviews, but I am interested to see the bad reviews. So I thought we could check those out. Um, so let's do the 2 and 1 star. So Aaron Smith said, not as good as Ahref, Ahref. Um, Also, don't pay the full price on site. If you order 1 month and request a cancellation, it gives you the option to prepay lifetime for £99. To add in, if you do pay the £99 for the lifetime, it's well worth it, but by no means is it worth the standard monthly cost. Okie dokie. Someone else said, disappointed, said a group of children. We had them for a year and our sales actually went down. You find that they have a lot of children working for them and the follow through has a lot to be desired. In addition, they make a lot of promises they do not follow through on. My suggestion, if you use this company, have them not do SEO or change things on your website. The reason that they at least got 2 stars was they do have the capacity to get you links. However, it normally is 1,500 to 2,000 a link. Damn, that's a lot of money for a link. It's got to be a specific type of PR for it to be worth that, in my opinion. Okay. And then Pro Metal Buildings LLC says, we had a scheduled call with your group. We had a scheduled call with your group to discuss SEO services. Being a small business, we aren't going to be your biggest customer, but what you would have received had there been any good options, was a good customer for life and a big shout out for your company should we have seen good growth. I guess our measly amount we could spend wasn't worth the time. It's unfortunate. Kim, Pro Metal Buildings. I don't know. I can see, how someone would be upset about pricing. I do try to offer like a range of options, like if someone, like, cause I can take people at any price point because I offer services at any price point. If someone was upset that I couldn't do something for them that they couldn't afford to purchase, then there's nothing I could do about that because I just don't have the resources to cover that difference. But I do have services for every price point. You know what I mean? And so that's unfortunate if there's like that attitude where like if you aren't able to pay a certain amount, they're not going to take you. I do understand the frustration with that, but at the same time, I also understand the frustration with when onboarding clients and everything. It takes a certain amount of resources just to put you into the system. You know what I mean? Um, and so on a certain level, like if you gotta have like that stability, you gotta be able to uh have people come in at a certain price point, because if they can't meet that price point, you're not going to have sustainability for the team that you built at the level you are at, you know? So it's just a matter of how he set up his business, I think. So another person, I apologize, I don't think I can pronounce her name correctly. I believe it may be called Saurabh Agarwal. I'm so sorry. Said, we had an average experience with Neil Patel in the agency. We found the SEO team to have suboptimal knowledge and lacked quality. The content quality was abysmal as well. The team lacked innovation and out-of-box thinking. They tried their best, but maybe we had unrealistic expectations. The initial strategy laid out by the senior team was good, but the execution left us a lot to desire for. I hope they work on their core team of SEO, as most people come after seeing the well-versed videos of Neil Patel and have high expectations. And I noticed in the response here, they have somebody who is not Neil Patel, that there are different CEOs for the Neil Patel digital agencies. I'm noticing that. So that is interesting to me to reflect on how he has built himself up as a company and expanded the way he has. And okay, so he has different CEOs. Never knew that. Interesting. One is 2 stars on Uber Suggest. It says, I'm using their service called Uber Suggest, but the data they showed me that is not up to date all the time, and the software itself seems so buggy to me. I hope they can fix all the things soon. And also, they try to consult you through pop-ups all the time, which is really annoying in a paid app. So as you can see, there's a mix here of valid versus what I would perceive as potentially silly critiques here. Um, but let's just do a quick control F. I don't see anything here for Steal. Just had a look to see. Um, you know what? Let's just keep reading. Fuck it. I wasn't going to keep going, but we already here. So Sam said, I am leaving 2 stars just because of poor professionalism and knowledge of the job. I am leaving 2 stars because of Neil Patel and his knowledge and free SEO tools that he shares with people. However, the agency he created to help small and medium-sized businesses is a crap. People who left 1-star reviews are right. They take your money and do not do the job. They seem to be not working with what they are doing. I am still fighting to get my money back. Filed a report with Amex already. People, just be aware and learn how to do SEO yourself or look for more professional agencies. RK, very misleading. I wanted to check my site ranking, and after completing the survey, I get to a start your 7 days trial. First, I wouldn't have given all my details if I'm not getting what you stated free site ranking. Oh yeah, I hate when people do that. Benjamin C. I tried their service and compared it to Ahref, Ahref, but it's not so good and accurate. I can't remember now. I had compared, what did I compare? I think I compared Ahref, Ahref, to Moz, Moz. I think I liked Ahref, Ahref better, if I'm not wrong. Jesse Hunter says, unable to get a reply on any communication raised with Neil Patel. Mark Jumper said, told me to pay again even though I already paid. Shaking my head. Albert Mark said, I am using your services but not happy. And then there's even more 1-star reviews. So I'm not going to read all the, I may not read all the 1 stars. Maybe I will. Okay, let's see. So Navantel Agency says, do not give them your email. They will keep spamming you even if you unsubscribe from the mailing list. The unsubscribe page is a hoax and does nothing. They are clingy, desperate, and he can't get rid of them. Saber 410 says, horrible, bad service, and now they want to sue our company. Oh shit. Maybe I should look into that. Beware, avoid falling for their trap. After 9 months of working with the Neil Patel agency, it became evident that this agency was completely clueless about SEO and Google Ads. Our website was hacked due to their practice of outsourcing and giving login access to numerous people. They charge $300 for backlinks that are available online for $15. You might assume that by hiring this agency you are availing Neil Patel's expertise for your business, but that is far from the truth. The individuals handling your project are likely untrained or have no idea what they are doing. After signing the contract, they barely communicate with you unless you bombard them with emails to get their attention. It's appalling. We terminated our contract with them upon realizing that they failed to adhere to our security guidelines, leading to our website getting hacked. They now threaten to sue us and send us to collections because we legally ended the contract when they repeatedly failed to follow our guidelines. Oh shit. I didn't read all this, but it looks like they're trying to kiss ass in there. Alright. Tyler Abernethy, I don't know how to say his name, said, nope. You emailed asking if I've ever learned anything from you, and to be honest, no. Just flat out no, unfortunately. At least not since like 2011, because you literally just post excellent titles and then write with kindergarten/common sense level input on the topic. It's sad. Love the tools though. Literally, the only reason I hope you don't go under is because I like the tools. Not enough to pay the insane prices you want, but I'll keep using the free ones because why not? Honestly, though, like, kind of, I think that's where everybody's at with Neil Patel. Then, Vuk Ostojic, says, 1 star. Uber suggests. Honestly, I feel like I'm scammed for $12. Platform doesn't offer any valuable insights. SEO opportunities section is a comedy for itself. Keywords tracking are a straight lie. I tracked my keywords through Google Search Console and it doesn't match with yours tracking. Your tracker is stated up to that it looks good in green. In other words, it's showing us what we want to see and not what really happens. AI writing is criminal to say at least. Free version of GBT can and will every time do better than this crap. Neil encourages people so hard to use this. Up so high expectations for it, and reality is nowhere near it. Neil, you lost every credibility in my eyes. This feels like straight scam in my opinion. Shame on you and this whole platform and team that are working on it. Edit. I just go through the ratings and reviews, and I realized half of it is written by AI. John Smith says, stay away from Neil Patel. We had a 6-month contract with them and got disappointed pretty much right after. Poor dashboard that's not user-friendly. Mistakes when delivering our backlinks. 50 plus domain authority was missing? Seriously? To arrange a quick call, you have to wait for days. The articles written are generic and mediocre quality. We have worked with several agencies for years and have been pretty happy with the results. We wanted to try Neil Patel for the name and see what it can offer. Our experience is truly disappointing. We ended up breaking the contract and not paying for the remaining months. If you are looking for an SEO agency, stay away from Neil Patel. Auto Growth says, this company is really a scamming company. Only they want to take customer information and not to provide any services. It is a very bad service and I don't recommend this website to use it. JX says, scam. Honestly, the service that it provides is great. Amazing for SEO tracking. However, the billing system is a scam. No pro rata, pay halfway through the month, and then pay again on the first. I understand that some places have this system, but in 2023, you expect a more robust system. First of all, when you talk to support, they're more than happy to cancel your account than actually refund you for the days you didn't have access to. Ooh. Chris says spamming at its worst. Had the misfortune of inquiring about their services about 2 years ago. Been receiving at least an email every day since. I've unsubscribed several times, yet they keep on spamming me from a different email account time. Allie. Useless support pending issue. We had an issue with our accounting and billing. The customer support is either incompetent or they don't talk to the technical team to solve the issue. Or even worse, maybe the technical team is incompetent. All that we received from different agents we contacted was emails with a vague date when it will be solved. Iba al-Wuhush, I am so sorry, I don't think I said it right, said, very disappointing experience. Unfortunately, my experience doesn't match what I expected or what I was told by them. Because of the name, I signed up to SEO, which has been good, but then I added paid ads, which was a terrible mistake. Very poor results, and I was stuck in a contract with them, so I couldn't cancel earlier. A waste of money. They say they care about small businesses, but unfortunately, I can't say that my experience reflected that when it comes to paid ads. SEO was good, and I had a great manager. I wouldn't recommend their paid ad services at all. I canceled it, and I'm canceling SEO as well because I lost the confidence in the agency. This review is for paid ads only. LA Online. Don't believe these fake reviews here. They are hiring employees from India. We have spent more than $60K within a year and we are only getting 20 to 30 organic traffic. Are you kidding me? Huge disappointment. I don't understand what the fuck their employees being from India have to do with this. What the shit, man? But okay. Eloise Cohen. Inhumane business practices. Scam. I'm sorry. Alright. Inhumane business practices. A scam. Do not even buy a trial for these services. Terrible customer service and an awful company. I feel bad for anyone who works here. Ronaldo. He posted only looking clients with 3-digit marketing spend. Or I don't know, $3 marketing spend with money. Been looking with money for, I don't know, been following Neil Patel for a while. Received loads of prompts to sign up as a client, so reached out and nada, nothing, zip. Perhaps our spend is too small. I get that. Lots of other agencies offering SEO, etc. But if you're only after big money clients, then say so and save everyone the hassle. Overall, lots of hype but little substance. Moving on to somewhere else. Cheers. Usman Janjua? Shit, I don't know. I was working for this company and they locked my account after I got negative number. It was $2,600 negative, which they said to pay off and carry on the work. I had no more money to pay and account locked. Before on same day, I already paid about $1,400. Be careful. It seems like English isn't their first language, so perhaps they meant they did business with. Devin Thakkar. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. This company has another sub-company, npsl.com, that wants you in. Spends thousands of dollars and then hires unqualified people on your project. I lost thousands of dollars. JD. Worst experience ever. I got hooked in and signed up for the SEO services. There was an initial payment of $15,000 and they lock you into a year contract at around $7,000 per month. They promise you the world in the introductory calls and demos with what seem like genuine experts, and the salesman is excellent, assuring you that they will solve your problems. Our main problem was website speed, and they guaranteed us they could speed it up after completing their audit. Once you sign the contract and pay the initial fee, they pass you on to your new account manager who is completely incompetent and useless. After 2 months of waiting for the website speed improvements, they tell us actually there is nothing they can do to speed up the website and proceed to give us cookie-cutter SEO bullshit that made our website worse. After arguing and fighting for another month, I was able to get the contract canceled and we went our separate ways. This was the absolute worst experience I have ever had working with any company, and I recommend you stay as far away from Neil Patel and his agency. Andrew Miner was my salesperson, and Jack Paul was account manager for reference. Ooh. Zany. Website takes forever to load. Website just keeps loading. It's slow. Have to wait for 5 to 10 minutes just to get the website working. Really disappointed with the quality of the tool. Quicks sound. Your methods did not help us at all. My company is now out of business. That was my shot at working from home in my disabled condition. Ben. I am paying almost $2,800 a month, and for the last 6 months my traffic took a nosedive while I have had their service for about 3 years now. They had no idea what caused the issue until I told them. Then their solution was that they will continue doing what they have been and it will come back. While I know I can fix it myself much faster and in a better way. For example, their solution to spam backlinks is that I buy more backlinks from them. Well, I can disavow bad links myself. So I said, I don't want your service anymore, and now they are saying we have a contract in place. They had me sign a 1-year contract 3 years back, and which was supposed to be month to month after a year. Every year they will ask you to change a few things. They're doing that to amend the contract and have you sign it, and they claim that puts me in 12-month contract again. But I'm fighting that. In short, I would not recommend them to anyone. Ooh. Moise Ali. Would not recommend. Honestly, not a great company to work with. They overcharge and the results are mediocre at best. And they've got 2 more pages of bad reviews, of 1-star reviews. And if you want to go see that, it's linked in the description of this video. So we're going to end there. So as you can see, they do have 83% 5-star reviews. And this is what page 1 of those 10% of 1-star reviews look like. And we also saw all of the 2-star reviews too. So yeah, some of the 2-star reviews and some of the 1-star reviews, parts of them I didn't like, but overall, I feel like there were a lot of valid concerns in there, particularly when it came to the contract. On Glassdoor, he also has a very good rating, 4.1, 82% recommend here as well. And so yeah, let's see if we can get. If it shows us, all right, it's interesting. So for pros here, it says from the reviews highlighted by sentiment. Pros, there's a ton of great people and the culture is about working hard, striving for excellence, and having a great time doing it. Great team and friendly environment. Cons, the management's fake show support is nauseating. So, ratings by demographics. So, 4.1 stars percent of the stars are from white people, apparently. Men rated 3.7, women rated 4.4. It just doesn't show what queer people think, but it says straight people rated 3.9. Non-disabled, 3.7. Not a parent or a caregiver, 3.7. Non-veterans, 3.3. Interesting. Okay. Let's sort by lowest. God damn it. I don't want to fucking log in. Let me try pulling this up here. I am seeing if. Oh, yeah. Alrighty. I'm just doing just like I did last time. So the other day I was trying to pull up an article and I didn't want to turn off my ad blocker. So. Now I don't want to turn off, I don't want to log into this shit. Okay, so 1-star reviews. For Neil Patel. Just to pull that up. Neil Patel Digital. So 1-star, true lack of empathy and leadership. Pros, amazing collaborative team members who look out for each other. Cons, god damn it, makes me. Cons, toxic senior leadership. VP level above, who truly care more about clients than people. Feels like a dictatorship. Well, won't let me read more. You're gonna have to go sign to your shit if you want to. This shit's linked in the description. 1-star, people leave bosses, not the company. Okay, these are all 1-star, I think. Pros, the people ops team is carrying this company on their backs. Cons, lack of genuine mentorship, lack of proper training. You'll spend most of your days Googling everything. Does not live up to promises. Pros, work from anywhere, good onboarding. Cons, bottom line focus, not able to provide a lead volume or quantity for predictable quotas. Content writer. Pros, company culture is good for the most part. Cons, low salaries. Upper management works less than lower employees. Worst company in America's finest city. Pros: unlimited pay time off to help you to keep you away from a toxic work environment. Snacks from Costco were above average. Cons: zero career path propaganda to make you feel like to make you drink the Kool-Aid only for you to be led to your demise and failure. I've understood that feeling before. Absolutely awful. Pros: unlimited paid time off to give yourself a break from the chaos. Cons: zero career path. People don't get promoted when they should be, but others get promoted for doing the bare minimum. Nope. Pros: I met a few nice people, but they all quit. Cons: everything was terrible, from how they treated their employees to how they underserviced their clients. Toxic. Pros: cool office space and ping pong table, but the people can't play at all. Cons: too many. Get out now. Agency life is brutal. You, the employee, are better than Neil Patel Digital. Pros: Neil Patel has a name that rings within the industry, and it's a bit of a head start in conversations with new clients. Cons: the list is much longer than any employer should ever be able to accumulate. But the only relevant truth is this is not an ideal. I'm assuming that says place. Horrible. Pros: no pros here, only micromanagement. COO asked about horoscope details. Cons: they write down the salary of the sales team and the board during the CEO visit and harass, embarrass, play cheap mind games. Damn. So, obviously, people love it there. Just totally love it. Okie dokie. So, now let's see what Reddit has to say. You know Reddit is totally never brutal at all. Um, so fucking over here on Reddit, on SEO, there's a thread called "What do you think about Neil Patel?" or a subreddit. In SEO industry, what do you think about Neil Patel? What is your opinion about his blog? According to you, who is best? And the first response on here, it says Neil Patel is known for stealing/copying other people's content. Almost every single good article in his blog turned out to be a blatant copy of someone else's work. Same for his tweets. All the good advice he shares is stolen. The rest is rubbish. Also, he is more of a persona nowadays. I would guess that he creates less than 5% of the content. Oh, okay, sorry. I just realized that my captioner was not working. I had just scrolled up for anybody that needs to pause and see what the captioner may have said. If in case the captioner on YouTube isn't working or something, I'm going to refresh this page now. I usually just refresh this bitch when it's not working. Okay. And now we should be back good to go. Sorry, and I don't know how long. I think I caught that's how long it had been where it wasn't working. I hate when I don't realize until after that the fucking captioner's not working, and then I'll be like, fuck. Anyway, and then he lists some stuff to go learn from SEO. Um, from. So yeah, and in one of his video, there was a tweet that said, apparently in Reddit, someone's basically saying that allegedly Neil Patel had said, "Stop reading books because the books don't evolve." And then he got called out by the SEO community and he deleted that whole video. And he's known for copying tweets and tweeting it as his own. One person said, "Good try, Neil," to the comment. Oh, someone else right here says he bought Uber Suggest. That's interesting. So yeah, so you can see how the SEO community feels about him. As you can tell, it's like The people who like him are the novice people, and then once people who are in the industry longer tend to be a bit bitter, in my opinion. Okay, so then there's another thread called Hating on Neil Patel. And it says, curious, but do you know why people sometimes privately, edit and publicly, I'm learning here, love to criticize Neil Patel when it comes to SEO? My question is a result of conversations I've had with several top search engine optimizers. I didn't press them, but since this community is a bit more anonymous, maybe the truth comes out. And then someone says, I wrote this about Patel the last time this came up. Neil Patel isn't telling you anything you can find on learningseo.io. At no point in the 15 years I have been a professional SEO have I ever heard Patel say anything insightful or original. As far as I can tell, his paid courses are the SEO version of late-night CNBC infomercials for real estate or sales coaching. Maybe someone could find value in that kind of thing. And another Redditor said, I agree, 21-year vet of SEO. But the information he gives is for people new to the industry or don't have as much knowledge, may find some of his content insightful. But to us, the content seems very general. The problem is with a lot of the videos that SEOs put out, it's only maybe the corner piece of a very large puzzle, when there are literally hundreds of things you have to do to make it all work together. Then somebody else says he's just one of those search engine optimizers that just spews the bare minimum amount of information to seem smart and interesting, and locks his even more useless information beyond a paywall. Maybe it's just my personal bias against him and people like him online trying to make SEO seem harder than it is. Somebody else said, my dislike toward him is solely because of how much stuff he has ripped off from other people. I'm not talking about general ideas and concepts. I mean word for word plagiarism. He's good at marketing himself, but his SEO advice is pretty worthless for the typical business. Things like publish great content and you will attract links and rank high. That works well when you already have an established brand, but when you are trying to break into a market, that advice is pretty worthless. People think he is super knowledgeable about SEO. That alone tells you how good he is at marketing. Not honest marketing, but marketing nonetheless. Damn. Okay, somebody else said, I used to ghostwrite for his blog. Derivative. Fucking crap. Straight fucking up. Like, seriously. It was farmed out through a content agency. Read content meal in an agency's clothing for the princely sum of 5 cents per word. It was written by generalist content writers who do not actually practice SEO themselves. Subsequently, I ended up pivoting into actually practicing SEO and content marketing myself, but at the time, I had not yet done so. We were given this weird-ass methodology for plagiarizing other existing content. Weird gig. Weird system. The worst parts of the many problems with the web content landscape, refined into some kind of a bullshit science. I may even still have the documentation somewhere, though sadly I doubt it. Now I, of course, do not know and have not met Patel himself, but my understanding is that honestly, he hasn't really personally practiced much actual in the trenches SEO in probably nearly a decade now. Neil Patel is, however, a very informative case study in successful personal branding and business-to-business content marketing. If you look not at what he says, but at his strategies and how he marketed himself out of the years, there's a lot to be gleaned from between the lines there. But yeah, I'd take any of his content with a massive grain of salt. There are much better resources out there for learning SEO and keeping up with the latest tactics and strategies. Somebody else said, Neil doesn't know shit other than how to sell himself. All he ever says comes down to do amazing stuff and you'll get good results. Oh, thanks. And then he spams the fuck out of people. never requested an email from him, and then get them weekly, despite unsubscribing numerous times. He sends me LinkedIn requests all the time, too. Okay, actually, I've seen several people say that, like to a point where I don't even think it's like a hyperbole, like exaggerating. I think they're really experiencing that shit. Like, damn. Um, ooh, all right. Let's read this one more. Uh, because this is like a dissenting opinion in comparison to the rest that we've been reading. And then I'm gonna stop reading the thread because we got a whole nother one that I want to check out, and we'll be here all day after I read all these damn comments. You know what I mean? Okay, okay. So one other person said, personally, I think most of this hate is because the person is tied to his business as one. You can hate Ahrefs, Ahrefs, but you probably don't hate or even know who the CEO is. As for the content being average, that's true for everyone, isn't it? Even on this and other SEO subs, the advice often is to churn content, then come back later and optimize the promising ones. Patel's doing the same. No business is going to give up their working SEO strategy in a blog, or, for that matter, even a paid course. You'll see generic content everywhere, with maybe a few offering some insight. Consider someone's successful SEO strategy their trade secret. Most businesses will teach you everything except their specific recipe that they use. You can hire them to use it for you, but they won't teach it to you. I disagree with that. I actually literally call it my company cookbook, recipes for how I run my business. I literally sell that, and it's literally that's what it is. It's what it's designed to be. Now, there businesses are not every business has different needs. It's not a one size fits all approach. So therefore, someone else's strategy isn't going to work for you. So you can't guarantee someone else's strategy will work for you. So people often will be like, well, that must not be what is working for you if you're telling me what you did and it didn't work for me. That can be a thing. You know what I mean? Um, but like a lot of businesses, a lot of marketing agencies, whenever we work on clients, we literally do for clients what we do for ourselves. Like, are you kidding me? I kind of disagree with that. And I disagree with the fact that the concept that people only don't like Neil Patel because they know who he is. Um, there are people who shit on my business just because they just don't like me, but um, they're not able to actually articulate anything or point to anything that I've done wrong in business. They just don't fucking like me and they just insult me. But they can't actually give you an example of some shit that I've done wrong in business. You know what I mean? Um, versus we've seen several examples of lived experiences where people can point to specific things that either, if not Neil Patel himself, his company, that you know what I'm saying, did. And at this level, because he created the company off of his name, that is the consequence and the risk of doing so is now your name is tied to everything that is a product of the company. And in a way, that is true when you don't name the company after yourself. But in that scenario, it's all behind closed doors and it's the industry people who know. Whenever you name your company after yourself, that's where it becomes a public facing front, where the public now is aware of who is behind that name. That's the only difference, in my opinion. All right, so next Reddit thread. We have here the thread itself is called Jason Kalkanis. So the scumbag Neil Patel, a grifter. It's gross to see what he turned out to be. So I don't know who the fuck Jason Kalkanis is. I feel like I should know who CoffeeZilla is, but to be honest, I do not know who CoffeeZilla is. Um, but I feel like maybe I should, but I don't. Um, But I just know that these bitches are talking about Neil Patel, and I found out from this Reddit thread, and I found that from just Googling like shit about Neil Patel for the live stream or whatever. Um, and there's a quote in here. It says, he's, I think, turned into a bit of a grifter, and I can tell you he's not talented. He's kind of laughed at in our industry. So I think that's interesting. So from this Reddit thread, I figured we could just, if you use the Control F function with the transcript of the video, we can watch the specific points where they mention Neil Patel. So I just wanted to check that out real quick. I am going to speed this up at 2 times speed. If it's too fast, I might slow it down a little bit, but just because of transformation purposes, I'm just trying to get some snippets about Neil Patel specifically under what I feel constitutes as fair use regarding commentary, reaction, reporting, and education regarding Neil Patel and marketing in this scenario. And so yeah.
Angel Investor Summit. It was one of the sharks and Neil Patel.
Yeah.
This is a disgusting scam. They basically.
I was worried you were gonna be like, yeah, this is real legit. I was like, please don't say
this is super disgusting, and they basically cribbed a lot of what I do and used
So right now they're calling Neil Patel a disgusting scam, in my opinion.
that language. So, I'm famous for making this crazy, Uber investment, that paid off thousands to one, right? And I got very lucky in that regard to hit that, but it
Okay, I apologize. I'm gonna take it back, start it back over there, let it play through at least a few minutes here because it looks like this is. I thought that I didn't want to just keep watching it for no reason, but it looks like he is talking about Neil Patel for the next like 3 or 4 minutes. So we're gonna let that play for like 3 or 4 minutes here and just see what he has to say about Neil Patel real quick. My bad.
Angel Investor Summit. It was one of the sharks and Neil Patel.
Yeah.
This is a disgusting scam. They basically.
I was worried you were gonna be like, yeah, this is real legit. I was like, please don't say
this is super disgusting, and they basically cribbed a lot of what I do and use that language. So, I'm famous for making this crazy, Uber investment, that paid off thousands to one, right? And I got very lucky in that regard to hit that, but it does happen in Silicon Valley every 5 to 10 years. You hit one of the outlier companies, Google, Facebook.
Right. That's why you're investing. Yeah.
That's what I do. Right. Yeah. You're hoping that you hit 1 in 1,000. Well, I've hit that a couple of times. It's very hard to do, but it is possible. So I wrote a book about that with HarperCollins Business, the #1 business publisher in the world. Paid me a lot of money to write that book. Been translated into 7 languages. The book is $10. I explain to you everything I've learned. And I hope you buy it, or I hope you get it for free. I hope somebody passes it on to you and you get it from the library and you get all that value for $10. Because I don't need money from founders or the public. I make a lot of money as an angel investor. You cannot, there's no amount of money that individuals could pay me that could ever match an investment in Robinhood or Uber or Calm. I mean, does that make sense?
Of course it makes sense. No, this is what I've been telling my audience. This is what I've been telling my audience is that if they had a better way to make money, they would just do that. They're doing what they do.
Yes.
They're preying on desperate people because they can't actually do what they say they can do. All these penny stock traders, they can't really trade. That's why they sell it. All these, I mean, it's so trite. It's like the saying like those who can't do teach, but now it's those who can't do charge $2,000 for a course and then claim to be like the #1 guy in the world. I think I've been watching a bunch of trading funnels recently. I've heard top trader in the world probably 10 times in 10 funnels. And it's like, you can't say that. Well, I guess you can. But it's a lot, of course.
Well, and I run something called the Angel Summit. And the Angel Launch is the name of my investment fund, Launch, and we do a Launch Angel Summit. So this scumbag Neil Patel, who I know because he used to be around the industry, has never made any angel investments I know of. I've never seen him on a cap table. Yeah. He is, I think, turned into a bit of a grifter. And I can tell you he's not talented, and he's kind of laughed at in our industry as like one of these affiliate kids who does this like crazy affiliate summit.
Didn't he also copy a lot of stuff? Like I think he was caught like plagiarizing several times.
He's plagiarized me a million times, I think, just in this effort. And then they did that thing where they hire the sharks. So the sharks from Shark Tank, Mark Cuban excluded because he's actually rich.
He's actually rich, yeah.
But I think the other sharks are not actually rich. And he had the one guy do these videos on a yacht. Did you see those?
Oh yeah.
And I can tell you Neil Patel is not rich and doesn't own a yacht.
But they can rent a yacht.
They rented a yacht. And then which shark did he have on this?
Robert Herjavec.
Okay, so I don't know Robert. He seems like a nice guy, but Damien and Robert seem to do.
Oh shit, I didn't even mean to hit the break fucking button. I keep fucking doing that, man. Maybe I should move that thing so it's harder to click it. Whoops. Yeah, dude. Okay, so this is wild. Now I gotta add this shit to the Shark Tank playlist because first of all, I didn't even know that like the whole Shark Tank people, not all of them are rich. Is that real? Do we need to look into this? Holy shit. Okay, so also, reflecting here. So this is where we get those quotes, particularly about Neil Patel. They're calling him a scumbag, accusing him of copyright theft. So they're kind of seeing like it's just hate in the industry. You can kind of see where on some levels, yeah, I can understand why a certain level of people have hatred for Neil Patel for a certain level of things that they did for him. And I think one of them said that he was stealing from them. So I can kind of see why they've got some aggression towards the concept of him. But yeah, you can also see where it's just like, wow, people really don't like Neil Patel. So when you don't know why, you don't understand all of these lived experiences from these stories where him or his company have allegedly screwed people over in business, you can kind of understand why. And everybody was like, okay, well, it's his company, so let's excuse Neil Patel. But in my opinion, it's a top down organizational structure is top down, you know. So if there's an issue with the company, um, we gotta reflect on how is if Neil Patel is the one organizing it, how is that going from top down? Because he's the one in charge of the end result. It's still the end day. So yeah. So we're going to just see if there. I've seen Neil Patel mentioned a couple more times in this video, so we're going to click right here and just see what else they have to say about him real quick.
Jump through the hoops.
Should we watch one of these Neil Patel embarrassing videos?
Let's do
I
it.
kind of feel like we're at our best when we watch his
Hey,
embarrassing videos.
Neil Patel. I've been wanting to make a video on Neil Patel forever. It's just there's too much. There's too many.
There's too
people.
many grifters.
Oh yeah.
But look at this dork. I knew this kid because he was friends with my like brother-in-law's friend or something, and he was like a fan of mine. And it's gross to see what he turned out to be.
I don't understand why they're calling him a dork though. Like, okay, it's one thing to have valid critiques or to put down somebody based on shit they did to you because it's like, well, like, you know, say that he stole from him. And you could be like, well, fuck that guy. He's literally a thief. You know, that I kind of get, right? But then when they're sitting here like, well, he's a fucking dork, it just kind of sounds like, well, now you're getting into like, you're getting some type of, for me, it seems like you're getting some type of power from just putting him down for no reason in that space. Like, stick to the actual issue.
But
Where's the link?
it's just these videos are. Do these people know how embarrassing they come across? Like I was watching a JT Fox video last night because I'm like you, fascinated by these people.
Mhm.
JT Fox reminds me of. Did you ever see the movie Magnolia, the Paul Thomas Anderson film, where Tom Cruise plays like a huckster who's doing like a kind of a game?
Mhm.
And you have to watch this JT Fox one first because I think JT Fox is like just the ultimate unself-aware grifter in this whole group. Like, let's watch this one because he seems like a deranged individual to me, almost like a tragic figure from some pathetic death of a salesman.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying?
You got it, Jason.
Willie Loman?
Listen,
Like,
anytime I need to say something, but I'm like, I don't know. Am I gonna go that hard? I'm gonna be like, you know what? Let me get Jason on the line. Let's have him because you're just going in on these guys. I love
it's
it.
so pathetic though. We have to
It
watch
is.
this one.
It is.
This one is a level of pathetic, but it's
Oh
almost
my
sad.
god. Oh my god.
Okay, so they're not actually watching Neil Patel here. I'm just clicking through. Alright, so I'm gonna stop there. Yeah, fucking so we can kind of see we've gotten the point, we understand how the general consensus is. So I want to take a quick look at the Better Business Bureau, and then we're going to go on a quick little break, just a little refresher. And yeah, fucking okie dokie. So we're going to just read the most recent complaints real quick. So from initial complaint, the owner is knowledgeable, but unfortunately his agency is just terrible. We experienced poor service and a lack of communication after signing the contract. Our company hired Neil Patel's agency to help us with SEO and ads. However, after a few months, we noticed that the agency was not delivering as they advertised. Their SEO and ad strategy were subpar and did not align with what we were paying for. To make matters worse, our website got hacked and shut down our ad account. The agency was of no help, so we had to hire other professionals to resolve the issue. When we fixed the problem, we requested the agency to activate 2FA settings for added security, but they failed to do so within the given time frame. Due to their non-compliance with our security instructions, we had to terminate our contract with them. Our requests for them to waive the fees have been ignored, and they are now threatening us with a lawsuit and collection fees. All fees must be waived as no service was performed after the contract ended due to the agency's failure to adhere to our security instructions. Ooh. I wonder if that's the same person. So, They responded back. I'm not going to read that response, but let's read the rejection. Um, I am rejecting this response because I sent you instructions to complete the security setup, but since you failed to do so, the security features blocked your account after 5 business days. I didn't hear back from your team until many days after the access was automatically removed by the website since they failed to activate the 2FA. Their access has been removed since then, but they insist that they've been delivering SEO while they didn't even have access to the website to do any SEO work. I couldn't put my website at risk of another attack, and when I saw they're not communicating about activating the security features and that they failed to follow our instructions, we had no other choice than stop doing business with them. I have all the emails and logs documented. It's a shame that you don't accept your employee mistake in lack of communication and you want to blame us for it. I shouldn't put my business at risk just because your company doesn't understand the importance and priority of the security measures for the website they work on. I hope other people can see this complaint and never do the same mistakes as I did in trusting your agency. Ugh. Okie dokie. Totally different one. I am writing to formally lodge a complaint against Neil Patel Digital, which I believe to be a scam. My experience with this company has been extremely negative, and I feel it is important to warn others about their unethical business practices. Firstly, Neil Patel Digital forced me to remain in a contract despite my repeated requests to terminate it. This is a huge red flag. A reputable company would not force a client to continue paying for services that are not yielding any results. It is deeply concerning and unprofessional to coerce a client into continuing a business relationship under these circumstances. Throughout the duration of our contract, Neil Patel Digital consistently underdelivered even the most basic results. Whenever I questioned their performance, their response was always to suggest that I should pay them more money for better results. This cycle of offering expensive packages, failing to deliver results, and then demanding more money to achieve any measurable outcome is a clear indication of a scam. It is unacceptable and deceptive business practice. After enduring this for a year and seeing no improvement in their services, I believed we had reached a resolution when they agreed to wipe the final payment if I remained quiet about their poor performance. However, despite this agreement, they have now sent me to collections and are demanding an attorney. This action is not only unjust, but also indicative of their intent to exploit their clients further. In summary, Neil Patel Digital has stolen my money for a year by forcing me to stay with them under false pretenses, failed to deliver any substantial results, and is now suing me for a payment they agreed to waive. This company's practices are not only unethical, but also predatory. I urge the BBB to take immediate action to investigate Neil Patel Digital and protect other potential clients from falling victim to their scams. Damn. So yeah, like it's I feel like it's person after person after person who is experiencing these issues. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here's a different one. Neil Patel is the one who launched. Okay, the names are removed because Better Business Bureau does that. He launched the network. On February 26, 2020, I purchased a 5-year subscription for $150. On November 20th, 2019, I upgraded to a lifetime subscription of Neil Patel's private deal flow for $1,500. On March 22nd, 2024, entrepreneurs sent out an email stating that they were discontinuing their services on March 28, 2024. A prorated refund of $45 is owed on the 5-year subscription to blank, as I still had time left on the subscription when I renewed for 5 years. Now that the lifetime subscription to Neil Patel's private deal flow will end on March 28, 2024, I am owed $1,500 as a refund. Please respond to this complaint by refunding me $1,545. Thank you for your time. Somebody else said, my response with Patel's agency has been distressingly poor and utterly disappointing. I was forced to stay in their contract for a year, even though my paid cost per lead was immediately 3 times, and work had no results under their management. Promised expertise in digital marketing proved hollow as their approach systematically degraded my business's performance. Excessive and unproductive meetings failed to mask their incompetence, with my paid campaign suffering severe mismanagement, leading to a substantial loss of faith on my part. Despite my pleas, they rigidly enforced the contract, further crippling my business with increased costs and scant leads. Even their purported SEO prowess turned out to be a farce, as a year's engagement resulted in negligible non-branded traffic and a lack of competitive ranking. With substantial financial investment yielding no tangible returns, their service can only be characterized as predatory and profoundly unsatisfactory. I strongly advise against entrusting your business to this agency. Oh, dang. So then there is like back and forth between the business. So let's read that. The customer between the business and the customer. I'm not going to read the business, but the customer responded back and said, I am rejecting because my screenshots clearly show this company ignoring my request and forcing me onto a call. On the call, they pushed very hard to keep all accounts, although paid had 3 times in cost. At the time, I needed them to release me so bad it seemed the only way was to allow them to keep blank. I'm guessing that's the person they don't like. We had been hurting so much from this company running our ads that we had to take their offer to keep the blank, which you can clearly see was not at all what we wanted to do, nor what my board wanted to do. The only reason we kept it so that they would give us paid back. Their performance results is fabricated and fluffed. All branded keywords went up. I'm wondering if that was SEO. Is fabricated and fluffed. All branded keywords went up because we 3 times as a company, not because they made a keyword on the 7th page to go to the 6th page. We 4-time ad spend bought 15 more trucks. The only traffic increase being from branded keywords. Okay, I honestly don't know what's happening. So I'm gonna stop reading because I can't tell. But yeah, so obviously from Better Business Bureau, there's more back and forth on that one, and there's just one more one more complaint I'm gonna read here. And it says, on multiple occasions, I have requested to be unsubscribed from the company's email list. Every day, sometimes multiple times, I receive spam messages from Neil Patel. I am simply seeking to be removed from their mailing list. I have attempted to contact over the phone, but his number was not in service. I want the spam to stop. Thank you. Okie dokie. So in summary from here, we can see some commonalities from all the reports and commentary and reviews we have on Neil Patel. We see that a lot of people accuse him of stealing content. A lot of his clients accuse him of stealing money in different ways. There's a lot of issues with how they're locked into the contract. A lot of people don't agree with the value of the service that they're getting, particularly in relation to what they're paying. There seems to be a lot of issues with people canceling their contracts or still getting charged for things that they don't feel that they're receiving. And then it also seems like there was another common complaint here. What was it? Oh yes, people are having a very hard time getting unsubscribed from the email list. Sorry, I didn't mean to click the intro. I'm a mess. So yeah, fucking what I'm about to do right now is I'm going to take a quick break. We're gonna do a little breaky break, and then I'm going to just kind of, I don't know if we're gonna watch all of this because this is already like a 2-hour live stream. Maybe we will watch some of it because fuck it. But we're going to just look at some of the ways Neil Patel uses the concept of stealing in his work. Um, I think we'll watch one of the videos, and then we're going to cover Red Dress Run real quick, and then we'll end the live stream. So I think I probably have about an hour-ish more of content left, maybe a little more. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm going to take a quick break. Be back in about 15-ish minutes, I think. Okie dokie, be right back. My bad. I forgot to put my camera back on. Fucking, anyway, welcome back. So, for now, fucking, what I want to do next is look over Neil Patel's, content. And I had said before, I didn't think I was going to actually take the time to look at all of this, but now I kind of think I want to. I don't, I don't know. We'll see. We're just gonna play it by feeling as I go in the moment now, because I kind of like I'm a ping pong ball today. One minute I'm like, okay, nah, we've been here long enough. But next minute I'm like, nah, I want to look at this shit though. So I don't know. We might actually fucking do it. Okay, so we're gonna look over some Neil Patel shit, and then we're gonna get into the red dress run and just follow up with a couple of additional commentary, a couple of posts that have some additional commentary um, on Reddit and Facebook. So yeah, fucking all right. Um, so ironically enough, Neil Patel has a blog post called "How to Keep Content Thieves from Stealing Your Work." And he's talking about how plagiarism is a problem of epidemic proportions on the internet. And and how it's too easy for someone to copy online content and then spread it around like it's their own. Isn't that hilarious considering the accusations leveraged against Neil Patel and the examples um, and everything like that? So, yeah, fucking it. But this article does have examples of how to determine it, how ways to figure out if your work has been stolen and things like that, and what to do, and how to file like a DMCA complaint and all of that. So in that video in this article at the beginning is a video on YouTube called Content Thieves, How to Deal with Them. And whenever you click that, if I'm not mistaken, it will bring you, yeah, what you should do when someone plagiarizes your content, it'll bring you here. So, we're gonna do a little reaction to this video real quick. We're just gonna watch it and see what Neil would have to say. What advice does Neil Patel have for people like Eddie Schrader? You know what I mean? And I will be watching this at 2 times speed. I don't remember if I added these videos. Did I? I did not. Oh no, yes I did. All of this material is already linked in the description of the video. Okie dokie.
Content on your website. You put in hours worth of time, if not days. You may even be spending money to create this content. And you know what the shitty part is? People could be stealing it. Hey, I'm Neil Patel, and today I'm going to teach you what you should do if someone's stealing your content. First and foremost, if someone's stealing your content and they're plagiarizing and they're not linking back to you, you should just shoot them an email, go to their website, their contact page, and let them know, hey, this isn't cool, please take it down. Almost everyone takes it down. And on the flip side, there's a lot of scraper sites that'll just take your content and link back to you. You don't want to do anything with those websites. It's okay. Google knows they're scraper sites and it's not going to hurt your rankings. Also, what most people don't know is Google actually doesn't penalize for duplicate content. If you have the same piece of content on 5 different websites, they don't penalize you. It's not going to reduce your rankings. So if other people are borrowing parts of your content and linking back to you and citing you as a reference, it's okay. Let them do it. This is natural. This is what helps grow your traffic. If people are taking your content and not even properly citing you, they're just giving you a small link and hiding it in, it's okay. Accept it. Your Google rankings will eventually go up because the more people that do this, the more you'll benefit from it. You can't be too picky. People are going to jack your content and take it and steal it all the time. You can use a service called Copyscape. It's a free tool. You put in your URL, and it'll show you all the people that have taken your content or that have plagiarized from you. If people are just taking your words and not linking back, send them an email. There's no need to get lawyers involved. It's not worth the ROI. Just send them an email. Almost everyone removes it. But if people are linking back to you, let them do it. That's okay, and that's how the web works because most of the content on the internet is duplicate.
Yeah, the reason most of the content on the internet is duplicate, in my opinion, is because people like him will normalize other people copying each other's shit without permission. But in certain cases, like reaction commentary, things like that, reporting, showing evidence that things occurred, I feel like there are ways that, like, it's, in a good way to use someone's content to show that someone happened, to give credit to something, or to educate others, or to inform the public on a situation, or for entertainment purposes. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think that's interesting that Neil Patel's. It seems kind of like, well, so with that mindset, he kind of seems to take the opposite approach. Like, don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness seems to be his approach in business type thing. Well, from there, I kind of wanted to check out how he uses the concept of stealing in marketing. So you'll see, like in some of his, we already saw that in blog posts, but we could look at some of the titles of these YouTube videos. You'll see 5 years ago. Use these 7 tools to spy on your competitors and steal their best marketing tactics. This is from 5 years ago. How to spy on your competitors' SEO and steal their traffic through competitor analysis. One free tool to steal your competitors' best keywords. 2 years ago. 4 years ago, how to outrank and steal traffic from your competition. 3 years ago, advanced growth tactics. Steal the top performing tech company's best kept secrets. Neil Patel. Okay, and then this one's why you should never burn bridges in business. I feel like the concept of stealing from others is burning a bridge in my opinion. And the whole like even though you're playing nice with and then you're saying well, let's not burn bridges and you're playing nice after you steal from people, some people will take that as underhanded and you are burning bridges. So you know what I mean? Um so I would like he does need to rethink his model because like if you look at like even though he has like an 80% approval rate overall on like Glassdoor and Trustpilot, I would still say that 20% negative is still something to be concerning and like the individual experience matters. If I were him, I'd reflect on how he can improve the experience of others in that 20% situation. What about his business model can he change so he's not getting the same complaints year after year after year? Because I think it could just continue to grow. Um, but you know what? Yeah. So here's what I think we're gonna do. A lot of these look very similar. So this is from 5 years ago. This is from. Let's look at the one from 2 years ago because that's the one. Okay, we'll look at one free tool to steal your competitor's best keywords. We'll look at this one, and then we'll look at how to outrank and steal traffic from your competitors. We're gonna do a reaction on those two. And then I'm gonna do a reaction on why you should never burn bridges. And well, I'm not gonna even do a reaction on that one. But yeah, let's do a reaction on these two. All right.
Your competitors, you need to steal. If you want to beat your competitors, you need to steal their best keywords.
Okay, so competing with your competitors on their keywords is a SEO strategy, but that's not the only way to beat your competitors. So I don't like when people like kind of will push in ideas of like if you want this done, you have to do this, as if there's no other way, or as if it's a command, or is it yeah no. In some ways, it can be a marketing technique because when you have people's attention and they're listening to you and they see you as someone of authority, they're more likely to act. But in other ways, it's just kind of like, what the fuck are you telling people to do and why?
Hi everyone, I'm Neil Patel, and today I'm going to break down one free tool to steal your competitors' best keywords that you'll be able to rank for. Before we dive into this free tool and how you can use it, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. So I want you to use the traffic analyzer report on Ubersuggest. So go to ubersuggest.com or neilpatel.com/ubersuggest and put in a competitor URL. If you don't know a competitor, search for any keyword you want to rank for, and your competitors are there on page 1. And in that traffic analyzer report, you'll see the traffic your competitors getting, their top pages, and even the keywords that they're ranking for. Look at the keywords report. This will show you all the keywords that your competitors getting traffic from. And now look for the keywords with decent search volume, ones that are at least 200 searches a month, if not 1,000 plus searches a month, and ideally have an SEO difficulty score of less than 40 or 50. These are keywords that are easier to rank for, that you can get results quickly versus waiting 6 months or a year for. And then what I want you to do is start creating content around those keywords. Also,
Yeah, but one thing he's not mentioning too are the keywords with lower domain authority. The reason they're lower domain authority is because typically they have less searches. Um, and so another thing I don't think he's even factoring too is you gotta understand trends as well. Like some of those keywords, if they're on a downtrend, like it's something that's phasing out, that's not gonna be sustainable for you to know about. There's not gonna be no reason to rank for it. Um, versus for example, like with running ads on Google back in the day, there was a difference between phrase match, broad match, exact match with the keywords, and that had to do with you paying to whether or not you're paying for a specific word or if you're paying for a generalization of it, if that makes sense. And now that doesn't matter. You put in the word, it doesn't matter if you set it to broad phrase exact, they're just gonna run the damn thing or fucking want. You know what I mean? In a way. Not completely, but pretty much. I don't know if that makes sense. So all that to say, like, if you don't know about the context on this as well, um, so like say, it's something that's going down in trend like phrase, exact, and broad, the difference and all of that. If those words had low domain authority but your competitors are ranking for them, they're not likely to get much search in the future that's going to bring you a qualified buyer. So it's like, why rank for that, right? So for me, when you're competing with competitors, I focus a bit more on um, high like high intent keywords. You know what I mean? That's my strategy.
I want you to use the similar websites report to identify websites that rank for similar keywords compared to your website and other competing websites. So when you do the similar websites report in Ubersuggest, you can end up seeing all the websites that rank for similar keywords to yours, because these sites are also going for the same keywords that you're going for. That report also shows you all the keyword opportunities. These are the keywords that they rank for that you don't rank for. Look at those keywords. Take them and look for the ones that are relevant enough for you to go and create content around. Now at this point, you probably have hundreds, if not thousands, of keywords. You're like, Neil, I don't have time to create all this content. I want you to group them into buckets. For example, if I had a website on dog food, I would put ones related to miniature dogs and dog food for them, dog food for dogs that are overweight. I would talk about organic dog food, and I don't have a pet, so I don't know much about dog food, but you get the point, right? You want to bucket them together. Maybe some are based on weight loss, some are based on weight gain, some are based on organic. And then I want you to take some of those keywords and pop them into the keyword ideas report within Ubersuggest. There's actually a button there that shows you which keywords you can rank on page 1 for. You just pop in your URL, and it'll help filter out those keywords and tell you which ones you actually have a shot for today and create content around them. When you do this, you'll then start creating content that you can get results for in the short run versus waiting months from now or years from now. In addition to that, what I want you to do is focus on specific topics related to your industry. So
I will say that this is a great tool for improving your rankings and ranking for terms in this way. One thing he isn't leaving in terms of like competing with your competitors for those keywords, is to outperform your competitors. You're gonna need to guarantee that a lot of other things you are outperforming as well, not just on the fact that you're also creating the same keywords as them. So if you're creating content but you're not doing all the rest of your SEO in order to compete with them on the keyword, it won't even matter if you make a blog post if your blog post isn't optimized for SEO, if your website isn't optimized for visitors and shit like that as well. And so you also have to track what is your page authority and domain authority in relationship to your competitors, and how long have each of you had a website published, because both of that is going to impact your ranking also.
let's say if I was creating a digital marketing blog, I wouldn't just talk about digital marketing. I may focus on SEO first and create content only around SEO. Then after I've hammered down all the SEO topics without regurgitating myself and without repeating the same content, because you don't want multiple articles on the beginner's guide to SEO, because all that'll do is confuse Google on which page to rank. And once you do that, what you'll find is Google will see authority within that niche, and then you can expand to email marketing articles, and then you can expand to conversion rate optimization articles. Then you can expand into articles related around paid ads for Google, and then paid articles around Facebook ads. And eventually, you could have encompassed all of digital marketing. But by focusing your efforts, you'll be authority within your niche. So then, as you start creating more and more content, you'll rank for head terms in your niche without having as big of a domain authority or as many backlinks as a lot of the competitors that are already ranking. That's how you also beat sites like Wikipedia. You don't need more backlinks or domain authority than them. You just need to be the authority within your niche.
I also think that understanding the ideology behind his content creation system will also give you a little bit of insight into um, what he's telling others to do. Between this video, put that together with the reviews, put that together with the feedback from people alleging copyright infringement, in my belief. Or plagiarism rather, you put that all together, and I kind of feel like you can kind of see like how he may have even been using keyword tools, for example, to create content, and things like potentially even AI itself, because he also, and if I'm not mistaken, has content on utilizing AI. So I can show you that real quick. If we just look up Neil Patel AI, you'll see he has a lot of content on AI as well. So, I do believe that we could be putting that into reflection on how his team ends up duplicating content. Fucking all right. So then I wanted to see another one from 4 years ago is how to outrank and steal traffic from your competitors. But it's also I had said I was gonna review this one too, but to be honest, it just looks like it's a longer version of another
Explaining
um
what Google.
Uber suggests. You know what? Honestly though, but it does have some other shit. I don't know. Let's see. Let's do it. Fuck it. We're gonna do it. Fuck it.
Hey everyone, it's Neil Patel, and today I'm going to teach you how to steal traffic and outrank your competition. In other words, I'm going to show you what to do to outrank your competition on Google and take the traffic that they were getting and now have it go to your website, all in an ethical way. So let's say my website is neilpatel.com. And I want to rank some of my competitors or outrank them. Let's say Moz, for example, amazing company. They're based out of Seattle. So I'll go to Uber Suggest, neilpatel.com/Uber Suggest, and I would type in, let's say, Moz.com. And you'll see Uber Suggest will load, and it'll take me to a report that's called the Traffic Analyzer. The Traffic Analyzer will show you the domain name, the organic keywords, how many visitors they're roughly getting from Google each month, their domain score, the higher the number, the better, 0 to 100, how many backlinks they're getting, you can see their traffic over time, how many keywords they're ranking for over time, their top pages, and even the keywords they're ranking for on their website. I want you to focus on this section here for this video. I want you to look at top SEO pages. These are the pages that your competition has on their website that are ranking really high. So let's click on View the pages that drive traffic to this domain. So I click on it. I'm there. This is going to give me a list of all the pages that are on Moz's website that are popular. For your and whatever domain you put, it's going to be your competition, so it's probably not going to be Moz, it's going to be someone else. And this roughly breaks down the pages on their site in order of popularity. So the page at the top is the most popular, and then it goes down and down and down. As you can see, the page at the top gets roughly 31,000 visits a month just from Google. The one at the bottom, roughly 3,000. And I can even go to page 2, and you'll see the list continually go down and down and down, or I can go to page 3 and keep going. But for this purpose, what I want you to do is focus on the most popular pages on your competition's website that are text-based. And typically, these pages are content-based pages. So let's look at this. I already have a guide on SEO. I already have an article on what is SEO. Let's look at the third listing, how to optimize your Google My Business listing. So I can click on this, and it'll show me their page. And as you can see here, how to optimize your Google My Business listing updated in 2018. We're far past 2018, but yet this page roughly gets 18,000 visitors a month. Google rather would rank updated content that's new and fresh compared to older content. And as you can see here, it's updated in 2018, so it's probably even older than that. So if I end up creating fresh new content that's about Google My Business and takes into consideration all the changes Google My Business has made over the years, I could potentially rank higher than them. And when you click on it and go to their site, I want you to look at their content, read it, look at their images, and spend much more time than I am on this page, of course. And as you're scrolling down, as you can see, they give step-by-step instructions. So I would need to do that in my article. They have images. I would need to do that. And it's a pretty thorough article, right? Google My Image posts. They're talking about new features. They even have tips that they're outlining, like right here. They go pretty in depth. They even talk about emojis. They show you mobile screenshots. They give you add fresh posts, what's new and exciting. They talk about reviews and what to put at the top, booking button feature so people can book appointments, messaging so that way you can increase your conversion, set up the right wording, chatting with people back and forth, question and answers. It's a really thorough page. They did a good job on it. But of course, there's no reason why you can't get more thorough, show more examples, give more step-by-step instructions, make even video tutorials. When they're talking about text like messaging, I can give people examples of good text, bad text, how to fine-tune it. I can give examples of Google My Business for each different type of business because a real estate business is different than a bakery, right? So these are all examples, or different than a hair salon. Services menu, and as you can see, it's super thorough. And there's a lot of comments, 113. So what I would do on this is I would look at their content. They did a good job writing it, which is why it gets a lot of traffic. But I would try to find the gaps. So the gaps in this post may be, hey, there's so many different types of business. Why don't I give tips on different types of business? And at the very top of the blog post, in my version, if I was to write one, I would talk about optimizing my Google My Business listing, explain what Google My Business listing is, and then tell them, hey, based on your business type, there's different ways to optimize. And then have a menu that shows all the different business types, and then break down when they click it, it can go to a section.
So, I remember that one post where the guy had accused Neil Patel of stealing. So then I clicked the links available, and it looked like it was different content. It seems like this is the explanation for the differentials there. You know what I'm saying, in a way? Where, like, okay, where that content was clearly changed because that link went to a post made in 2022, but the tweet accusing Neil Patel stealing with that link was made in 2018. Remember that? Fucking so in the updated version, I feel he potentially applied this strategy. I like to think hopefully perhaps he is updating and improving, but a lot of those reviews that we were looking at in Trustpilot and in Better Business Bureau and in Glassdoor were from the last few years, so I don't know how much has changed either in a way. So, yeah.
Where it gives them all the tips on how to optimize your listing for that type of business, which would make the article a bit more relevant and useful because there's so many different types of business. Wouldn't you just want to know the way that's the best way to optimize it for your business type? Of course, because even though this article is super in-depth, think of it this way. As a business owner, you don't want to go through thousands and thousands of words of text. You just want to get the answer to your question, which is how to optimize your Google My Business listing for your business type.
And that's what I would do. So I would create a version of it that's better. Now let's go back to Uber Success. There's a really important thing that I want you to do. So you see where it says, the article that you want to end up beating. I want you to click view all under estimated visits. This shows you all the keywords that are driving traffic to that page. And you can keep clicking next. And as you click next, you'll see more and more keywords. Sometimes it takes a little bit to load. It's a lot of keywords in the database. And you can just keep clicking next, next, next. So if I wrote an article and would want to try to beat them, I would want to make sure I'm including keywords like Google My Business, Google Listing, Google Listings, Google Business Account, My Business, Google My Business Listings maybe on Google, my Google Business page. Let's see, optimize Google. Let's see, Google Business Pages, Google Business Accounts, Google My Business page, Google Business Profiles. These are all words that people are typing in by clicking next, next, next. What you'll find is it'll show you all the keywords that they're ranking for, like Google Local Business, Google Local Businesses, Google Business Places. So when you do it, you'll keep getting more and more keywords, and I want you to keep clicking next, 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 go through them all, and make sure that you're including the keywords that are relevant in your article. That's how you win, because these are the keywords that people are searching for related to this topic. Now, you won't use all of them, because many articles rank for thousands and thousands of keywords, but you would use the ones that are the most relevant, that you know you need to cover on to provide the most valuable experience. Now, once you do this, and you create a better version, and then you go more in depth, you make it more usable, and you're including the right keywords, then you'll also want to see who's linking to that page on your competition site, which you can do by clicking view all under backlinks. And it shows you all the people that link to that article. I would then hit up every single one of their websites that are linking to this article by Moz and talk to them and tell them how I have a new updated version that covers things like optimizing my Google My Business listing for each and every single business type, which would be more valuable to their readers. And if they like it, that they should feel free and link to it. Now, most people will ignore me when I email them for outreach to convince them to link to me, but a percentage of them will link back, even if it's a small percentage. Now, if you do this against your competition, for one page, you'll start outranking them over time and you'll start taking away some of their traffic. But if you do it for, let's say, their top 20 pages, you're going to do way better. And then if you go even further and you do it for their top 40 pages, again, you'll do better. And then why not go towards their top 60 pages, 80 pages, 100 pages? And if you do that and you do this for all your competition, not just, one, but take the top 5, 10 and do it for all of them. That's how you're going to outrank and beat your competition when it comes to traffic, from brand to more signups to more revenue. It's a simple process. It requires some work, but this works like a charm. So make sure you check out Uber Success. Go to the top pages report, which you can see here in the sidebar. Make sure you're looking up your competitor site and you're typing and creating better content than them. And
So yeah, it looks like this is kind of more of an explanation for how I was like, wait a minute, I didn't think that was the same post. And then I realized it was like the updated link. Okay, now I see how and why like the content created was different there, and he was able to therefore then rank for a similar title. Possibly using a strategy similar to this, or these ideas that he's been expressing here. Fucking, yeah. From wrapping up, just kind of like on the Neil Patel segment, recapping this part here. So we can see how he's been considered relatively problematic in the industry, not giving credit where it's due, kind of making a bad name for advertisers in terms of putting a bad taste in clients' mouth for execution on SEO and paid advertising services. He's allegedly may have some potentially shady contract practices. And allegedly he is putting people on contact lists without consent and not removing them when requested, which is a violation of several laws. Things like that. So yeah, it's interesting. If these allegations, I'm sure, I feel like there's a lot of allegations, and I'm gonna have a hard time believing all of them are true. And I did pick out where, cursory, I saw some things I was like, well, yeah, that's bullshit. But there's also a lot of shit in there that's not bullshit. Like, that's some real fucking shit. Like, oh fuck, man. So, just letting that marinate, like, whenever people are like, I don't trust marketers, it's like, well, shit like this is why. You know what I mean? And so, if you're working with someone who gets super defensive when you're concerned about potential shadiness in advertising and marketing, that's when I would, question. That's an ad read, because for me, whenever someone is very open about and transparent about different issues in the marketing industry, then I feel I trust them more, because to me they're at least open to understanding social issues and hopefully changing. If someone's aware of shit but they're okay with it, they're not trying to change shit, then I don't like them. But obviously, I think you know where I'm trying to go. Okay, so that concludes Neil Patel's segment, and now we are going to move into the Red Dress Red segment of tonight's live stream. And we're gonna fucking just go over the search results. I wanted to point out, so in the well, not only are we going over we're gonna go over search results, we're going Red Dress Run, we're going over fucking the refund issue. I'm sorry I'm like this. And then we're going over their page, and then a couple Reddit threads, as well as one comment in a Reddit thread, something about the IRS. So I pulled up a couple of sources I found on that. And yeah, I think that sums it up pretty well for me there. Okay, so okay, okay. So we've already are aware of the refund itself. So when we looked at the post, we shared it by Joe Smith. He said it wasn't his refund, right? We know that. Wow. I came back later, reading through the comments later, um, and I noticed where I had missed this previously. Julie K. I am sorry, I can't say this last name. I think it's Ariamath. Ariamath. I'm so sorry if that's wrong. Said that was my refund. LOL to somebody. And so I think she's referring to claiming this refund, or she was either claiming to referring to this refund right here is to her, or I think she's saying she got one too. I think she's saying this is her refund, to be clear. And just a reminder, Joe Smith told Ashley Marie that they automatically refunded the person whenever she asked, did this person ask to be refunded, or did they just automatically do it? He said they automatically did it. Reminder, ain't that some bullshit fuckery? And the refund came with the comment, sorry to hear about your feelings towards NOH3. We're refunding your registration fee so that you're not forced to hang out with bigots. You know what? I'm going to click her profile. No, maybe I shouldn't do that. I was going to think about clicking her profile. See, she made a public post about this. And then Joe Smith also said he wanted to be cleared. Also, that's not me on Reddit, y'all. And so I think he's talking about this is not the way to handle people speaking out against your transphobic behavior, NOH3 Inc. I think he's talking about this post. Maybe I'm mistaken. But then also in this post, in this Reddit thread, it's used with like the niche drama, whatever, like flare name, and the original niche, in the original red dress run, didn't it say something about niche? Or am I wrong? Okay. Well, too bad I scrolled up. I think I was probably where. Oh yeah. Okay. So fucking yeah, but then on this one person in the search results had posted red dress run definitely following the school of niche lessons in accountability. Or did this one put something about besides? Oh yeah, right here. So in the comments said someone is leaning in the vein of niche lessons and accountability. I see, and it's tagged with niche drama, and then I see here it says niche accountability. So that's what. So for a second, I thought maybe this was the person who posted on Reddit, but I actually think there's no way, no logical conclusion for that. I think in my mind I associated the two because of the wording, but there's no logical reason to necessarily believe that those are connected, if that makes sense, if that this person posted here. But I just noticed the similar words used, if that makes sense. Like I don't have any reason to believe that it's them. I just, yeah. When I saw those words there, it brought me to this and then to here in my head, though, if that makes sense, like how it all connected. So just to see if there's any updates here, I didn't see when I last checked any updates. Let's just refresh the whole damn page, double check. I don't think there are any updates on Red Dress Run on here. Okay. Oh, damn. Damn. Oh, damn. I was meant to be here. So, Julie K. Ariyama, who is the person who claims to be the reason there is the refund, says, so this is what happens when I speak up and say something. I got banned, and NOH3 refunded my registration. That goes to charity with this lovely note. Oh my God, they banned her? Wow, I'm gonna recover this tomorrow to highlight this, I think. Um, I was not speaking out about the NOLA Red Dress Run event, but about some of the mismanagement about being bigots behind closed doors. I am not saying the kennel itself is bigoted because there are a lot of great people and it is a great charity of it. I've tolerated a lot of things some of the members have said at a closed events, and I've tolerated a lot of mean girls in the group because they have their own circle. I know a lot of people in that kennel will stay silent because they tolerate it, but I will not tolerate it anymore. I have other hashers that left the kennel because of horrible decisions like letting men who have assaulted other women in the kennel, still welcoming them with other arms and telling the woman that there are two sides to the story, while the dude left the woman with a concussion and she also had to get a restraining order. So I guess they're okay with dudes hitting women then. Other hashers who have left and also hashers who have visited and had horrible experiences while visiting had time then as well. The story made the news here in Louisiana and Texas, as well as blowing up on Reddit. I do not condone domestic violence, assault, drugging, and raping women, anti-LGBTQ, racism, or downright treating people like they are not good enough. I don't need excuses like they grew up in a different time either. It's a different time and things need to evolve. Respect is earned when you respect people and have some humanity. The world is already shitty enough. Stop being so privileged and entitled. I need to add a trigger warning on the description of my post, and I will do that because I wasn't aware I was going to cover this before. And then it's a screenshot. WL Texas covered it on their Facebook post, and it's got a screenshot of the original transphobic post, the Reddit thread that we've been looking at with the refund screenshot, the original Red Just Run response, and the statement from the board. Oh, wow. Yeah, I need to make sure I save that post. Come back to that. Holy fuck. Uh, wow. So tomorrow I'm gonna process this, and tomorrow I'm gonna hopefully I think I'll have some better commentary on this. But it also reminds me I told my story. I forgot which live stream, so tomorrow I'll prep on that and know the live stream to link it. But in one of the live streams that I did on Red Dress Run, and I also won't get to cover this until tomorrow night because I have a meeting with a client tomorrow that I'll have to that I have to prioritize. Um, but wow, so sad. Perhaps she wasn't aware of the whole history of Red Dress Red and New Orleans hashers, though, because I don't think she'd be as chill with them if she understood. Maybe she, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe I'm being rude. I should speak for others. But yeah, but I absolutely believe what they're saying because of how my own lived experience with rape culture and how it's upheld in the community and how all these communities are tied together. Okay, I know I sound like I'm crazy, but I swear to God, if you've lived in New Orleans, you know. Um, yeah. So, yeah. Wow. I'm totally so glad that we made that, like, we were here for that update. So, New Orleans Red Dress Run has not made any posts on their Facebook since we last um, chat talked them earlier today. There is a new subreddit to me about this. My mom made sure I had access to this. Thanks, Mom. Um, wait, is that this one? Yeah, I think it's this one. And that is it is this one. The right guy. This is not the way to handle people speaking out against a transphobic behavior. Um, and it's got the thread. Or was it this one? Or did I cover this earlier? I can't fucking. I think I covered that earlier. No, now I can't remember. I've been covering it all too much. Anyway, fucking. I apologize. Anyway, fucking. Yeah. And here though, there's someone said, I hope this link goes around social media. It would be a real shame if people reported them. Currently, the law prohibits political activity by charities and churches by defining a 501c3 organization as one which does not participate in or intervene in, including the publishing or distributing of statements. And then it goes, it's like it doesn't continue, ... or whatever. And so I looked into that. I looked into the link it clicks. The link it clicks to shows a complaint or referral form for tax exempt organizations or ways to email the IRS, but it doesn't give more information about what they were talking about. So when I looked into that, all I could really find was that under the Internal Revenue Code, all Section 501c3 organizations are absolutely prohibited from directly or indirectly participating in or intervening in any political campaign on behalf of or in opposition to any candidate for elective public office. And then it says contributions to political campaign funds or public statements of position, verbal or written, made on behalf of the organization in favor of or in opposition to any candidate for public office clearly violates their prohibition against political campaign activity. Violating this prohibition may result in denial or revocation of tax-exempt status and the imposition of certain excise taxes. And you know what? I came here initially to say on the basis of the transphobic post, I didn't know if it qualified as that just for it being discrimination. But then in hindsight, the original post mentioned J.D. Vance in it, right? I have to go pull it up to show you because I don't have that prepped for this. But the original post mentioned, no, it totally did. It totally mentioned J.D. Vance here. I don't want to lose my, oh wait, I just scrolled away from it. Oh no, it's right here. I don't want to lose this right here. Oh wait, I can share that. Got the link, hold on. Copy the link, send that to myself for now. I need to screenshot that. Okay, but in the original post that was shared, it said these are the folks who want you to believe that J.D. Vance is weird. J.D. Vance is Donald Trump's nominee for vice president. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, actually, maybe they did violate that. Maybe that does count. I don't know. I'm not encouraging anybody to go click that shit because if that's not real and people are just spamming that shit, then no one's gonna take anybody seriously and people are just gonna see it as harassing. Although, like, I do think it should count, you know, but like, I don't know if I'm making sense. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, so there's mixed response in here. Some people are like, yeah, this is bullshit, and some people are like, yeah, this is bullshit, and it clearly means their apology meant nothing. And this one person said, we want to know if the request was mean or not. And one person said the refund was sent without a request. It was sent without prompt and banned the registrant from participating. And someone said allegedly NOH3 is banning and refunding the people outspoken about the post and organization's behavior. So yeah, and it's especially weird to send it unprompted. If, you know, they're claiming to be a charity organization, then why aren't you taking donations? You know what I mean? So yeah. And then in the Red Dress Run Ask Nola, there's another thread about Red Dress Run, and it's talking about just the admission, asking about payment, and then at the end, somebody's just talking about where they're still gonna go participate. I'm guessing they meant just go out drinking, but they're donating the money directly to queer organizations because Red Dress Run is protecting the identity of the former officer with the group who allegedly posted pro-Trump meme on the Red Dress Run Facebook page. If the person was truly unauthorized, they should provide his/her name. Um, and then this other asshole who called Think No Evil said, this dumb shit sucks the fun out of the city. Oh my god, someone posted a quote unquote meme that I don't like. Boo-hoo, grow the fuck up. Ouch, a meme. Wow. I don't give a shit about politics either way, but this is stupid. I'm not a Republican or Democrat, but I have to call stupidity by its name. Do better. Fuck you, man. What the fuck are you talking about? Stupidity is ableism. But if we're talking about intelligence, obviously you have none if you think it's fine to discriminate against others and then be like, oh, get over it. It's just a meme. One, it's discrimination. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. Nah, stay the fuck away from me. Fuck that shit. Okay, so I think that wraps up the new coverage we have here on this situation here. I am scrolling on Julie K. Ariamath, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say her name's page now, and it doesn't look like she's posted anything else about Red Dress Run publicly. It looks like that's the only public, and the only comment I see on there are 3 claps. So besides that, it doesn't look like there's any more new updates. I probably will do some form of follow-up, perhaps tomorrow evening or the next day on Red Dress Run, just to really highlight how this person was treated when it came to being banned from the organization, as well as, you know, bringing awareness to the possibility of upholding rape culture in there, particularly when this is an organization that has a hymn about HYMN, about fucking prying, PRY, prying legs open. No. Yeah. Legs. LEGS. Yeah. Fucking, so terrible, terrible. So yeah, just to recap the updates, you know, couple of 2 more Reddit threads to bring our awareness to that I don't think that I'd paid full attention to before. But I'm also can't remember if I covered one or not already. But the other one I definitely don't think that we had covered. And then we looked at fucking update on who got the refund, as well as further backstory, breaking news for me on the backstory behind the refund, as well as additional conversation regarding alleged sexual assault rape culture within the community that I can for myself confirm has been upheld in my own lived experiences in social crews in New Orleans. And I said inside social crews, KREWES in New Orleans. So yeah. So I know that these are all some touchy topics, but I'm gonna try and recap this whole live stream real quick, just to kind of like, because I know I just kind of summarized, you know, I had summarized the Neil Patel one at the end, so then I had just tried to summarize the Red Dress Run situation now that I ended here. And now let's go back and re-summarize the whole entire live stream if I can. Is re-summarize a word? I don't think it is. I don't know. Is that? I don't think so. Recap? I don't know. Okay, so this whole thing started because of Neil Patel being called Steal Patel. You know, I got that notification in my LinkedIn regarding Neil Patel and allegations of stealing content. And I just wanted to cover that regarding ethics in business, what should be considered quality marketing, how should marketers be considering ethics in content production, what is the difference between AI versus original content versus stolen content, what are ways we can compete with competitors but do so in an ethical way that doesn't harm them? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if I'm not competing with my competitor at their best, if I have to harm my competitor to compete with them, is it really equal competition? Or is it just exploitation? You know what I mean? Is it just taking advantage, right? So things like that. And then from there, we also followed up on updates from New Orleans Red Dress Front. Oh, also, before I get to New Orleans Red Dress Front, I totally forgot to mention. So, in relationship to the Neil Patel coverage, when we were looking at other people's opinions of him, in the Jason Calacanis, I don't know how to say that dude's name, destroys fake entrepreneurs flooding clubhouse video from I don't know who the fuck even made that. I actually think that might have been from CoffeeZilla. Um, from them, that video also mentions Shark Tank. Allegedly, apparently, some of the billionaire investors in Shark Tank may not actually be rich. It might just be for show. Allegedly. I don't know. I'm gonna pop, if I can, I'll see if I can look further into that, but I don't know how long that will take me. Um, and so we looked into that. We looked into reviews, Trustpilot, Glassdoor, Better Business Bureau. And then we looked over some Reddit threads about Neil Patel, as well as we looked at Neil Patel content from Neil Patel himself. Did I mention Eddie Schleiner? Eddie Schleiner is how this all started with me like wanting to kind of like cover how Neil Patel has been accused of stealing copyright content because with his content I felt like that one really was copyright infringement. Like damn. And so then we went into New Orleans Red Dress Run House Harriers material. I didn't think that I was gonna find um a new a new post or a new update, but we did. I found breaking news for me, new update here. We background information regarding the refund issued. The person was kicked out for bringing up awareness to attention regarding sexual assault culture in the community. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let that marinate. And fucking I also just want to put it in mind, I don't know what the ethics or the legalities are of from that one Reddit thread. They were encouraging people to file a complaint with IRS, and while I agree that it should be a violation of IRS ethics regarding political advocacy for them as a 501c3 to have put that JD Vance meme out there, with the way they've done their PR, they might have a quote unquote legal argument that would then allow them to argue, well, they didn't mean to do it and it's not there anymore, so forgive us because we're not really advocating for him. So if it's just a one and done, I don't know if the IRS are gonna do anything about it. But if they do something like this again, then it's like, no, that's a history, that's a pattern, and you can't just fucking post some shit and then delete it and then act like, well, you deleting it means you didn't do the thing you did. When you did do it, you just covered it up after. So, you know what? Maybe on that argument alone, maybe it is reason enough. But still, I don't know if they would take people seriously for that. So, even though that was being pushed in the Reddit thread, I don't encourage that myself. But yeah, so we saw two new Reddit threads. The one about transphobic behavior for, and thanks mom for making sure I saw that, and then the red dress run one. I disagreed with the overall sentiment that we looked at in that one, where the guy was saying it was stupid to care about the meme, I think that person should really is not someone that I have value alignment with, and is not someone I feel safe with. So it's kind of scary when you see like people have that mentality and that's what's out in the road and you have to contend with that. You know what I mean? Like, shit, fuck. So yeah, so that's what we talked about today. We've been here long enough, I think. Um, I want to thank you for your time. I definitely need to change my fucking outro. And it keeps talking about like raising my volume, but I think I changed the music that I play in my outro. And I think when I changed the music, I tried adjusting the volume there. So I actually don't even think that makes sense anymore because that post outro and my after outro has changed, like the music on that changed, but that stayed the same for a bit, if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm gonna re-record some new shit as soon as I can. So I apologize if you're getting tired of that shit already. I know I am, and um, yeah. So yeah, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great night, and yeah, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. You might want to adjust the volume after all of this because a loud music is going to play. So yeah, adjust the volume. And then if you're coming to these lives anyway, I do have a loyalty program, nola.child.com/loyalty. If you sign up for my site as a member and you follow the check-in procedure, you can get points just for showing up to these lives anyway. So I just want to let you know about that. Yeah, about that. Yeah, I always have a really hard time saying goodbye because, you know, saying goodbye really just kind of feels like you're Tom Hanks. You know what I mean? Over here just like, welcome, Wilson. But anywho, yeah, so thank you for being here and goodbye.